A long time ago, in a quiet farming town somewhere in early America, there lived a man named Elijah. The town sat between wide open fields and a slow-moving river. Wooden houses lined a dusty road. Horses pulled carts. People worked from sunrise to sunset. Life was simple but not easy. Elijah was a farmer. He was not rich. He was not powerful. His land was small. His house was built from rough wood with a roof that creaked when the wind passed through. He lived there with his wife, Ruth, and their only son, Caleb. They did not have much: a few acres of land, a couple of cows, some chickens, old tools that had been repaired many times. But there was one thing they valued more than anything else: a strong black horse. The horse was fast, steady, and loyal. Elijah had raised it from a young colt. Over the years, it became more than just an animal. It became part of the family. It helped them plow the land, carry goods, and travel across long distances. But what made Elijah different from the others in the town was not what he owned. It was how he lived. No matter what happened, Elijah stayed calm. When storms destroyed crops, he did not complain. When the harvest was good, he did not boast. He worked, he prayed, he accepted life as it came. Whenever something happened, good or bad, he would simply say that time would reveal what it truly meant. The people in the town did not understand him. They thought he was strange. Some even said he was foolish. They believed a man should celebrate good fortune and grieve losses deeply. But Elijah remained steady through everything. One summer, a wealthy trader passed through the town. The man was traveling with fine goods, expensive clothing, and heavy bags of money. When he saw Elijah's horse, he stopped immediately. He had never seen such a strong and beautiful animal in such a small town. He approached Elijah and offered to buy the horse. The price was high, higher than anything Elijah had ever been offered in his life. The townspeople gathered around. They whispered to each other. They said this was a rare opportunity, a chance to change his life forever. But Elijah gently shook his head. He said the horse was not just something he owned, it was part of his life. He could not sell it. The trader increased his offer, then increased it again. Still, Elijah refused. The trader left disappointed. The townspeople laughed and shook their heads. They said Elijah had made a terrible mistake. They said he had thrown away his one chance to become wealthy. But Elijah said nothing. He returned to his field and continued his work. A few days later, something unexpected happened. One morning, Caleb went to the stable and found it empty. The rope was loose, the gate was open, the horse was gone. They searched everywhere, across the fields, along the river, into the nearby woods, but the horse had disappeared. The townspeople came again. They said this was a disaster. They reminded Elijah of the money he had refused. They said now he had nothing, no horse, no gold. Caleb was upset. The horse had been his companion for years. He could not understand how his father could remain so calm. But Elijah simply said that they did not yet know what this meant. Days passed. Then, early one morning, something unbelievable happened. Caleb heard the sound of hooves outside. He ran out and stopped in shock. The horse had returned, and it was not alone. Behind it were 4 wild horses, strong, untamed, and full of energy. The horse had joined a wild group and brought them back. The town filled with excitement. The same people who had called Elijah foolish now called him lucky. They said he would become one of the wealthiest farmers in the area. But Elijah did not celebrate. He said they still did not know what this meant. Caleb was excited. He wanted to train the wild horses immediately. The next day he tried to ride one of them. The horse was not ready. It bucked hard. It twisted with force. It threw Caleb to the ground. He landed badly. His leg broke. The pain was severe. He could not stand. The local doctor came and set the bone, but said it would take a long time to heal. The townspeople returned once again. They said the wild horses had brought nothing but trouble. They said this was the result of bad luck. Caleb lay in bed frustrated and in pain. He asked his father if this was also something they could not judge yet. Elijah sat beside him and said that time would reveal the truth. Weeks passed. Then something changed everything. Soldiers arrived in the town. There was war in the country. The government had ordered that all young men must join the army. There were no exceptions. The soldiers went from house to house, taking every able young man. Families cried. Mothers held on to their sons. Fathers stood in silence, but no one could stop it. When the soldiers came to Elijah's house, they saw Caleb lying in bed with his leg still healing. They said he was not fit for war. They left without him. Many young men from the town were taken. Most of them never returned. The town became quiet. The laughter disappeared. The streets felt empty. But in Elijah's home, there was still life. Caleb slowly healed. His leg grew stronger. He began to walk again. The wild horses were trained over time. They helped the family work more land than ever before. One evening, as the sun was setting over the fields, Caleb sat beside his father. He looked at him with new understanding. He said that every moment that had seemed bad had led to something good, and every moment that seemed good had carried risk. Elijah nodded. He explained that life does not move in straight lines. It turns, it changes, it surprises. What seems like a loss today may become a blessing tomorrow. What feels like a blessing may carry a hidden challenge. He said that people suffer not because of what happens, but because they rush to judge it too quickly. Caleb listened carefully. For the first time, he understood. Life is not about reacting to every moment. It is about staying steady through all of them. Elijah told him that patience is not waiting without feeling. It is waiting without losing balance. He said a man must stay grounded in both good times and bad times, not too high, not too low, because no one can see the full picture while they are still living inside it. Years later, Caleb became known in the town as a wise man, not because he knew everything, but because he had learned not to rush his judgment. When things went wrong, he stayed calm. When things went well, he stayed humble. And when people asked him why he lived that way, he would simply say that life reveals its meaning in time. The story of Elijah and his family spread across nearby towns. Some people understood it, others did not. But those who truly listened carried the lesson with them. Do not rush to call something good or bad. Do not celebrate too quickly. Do not grieve too deeply. Life is always unfolding in ways you cannot fully see. Everything that happens is part of a larger story, and only time can show you how it all fits together. So be patient, stay steady, and trust that even the moments that confuse you now may one day make perfect sense.